we crown the Packers too early?
I mean, look, the Packers are my pick to get to the Super Bowl in the NFC. I feel good about that pick. But anyone who was like, it's over, they're head and shoulders above everybody else in the NFC, yeah, that's too soon. Mm-hmm. But I don't feel like they're not a Super Bowl contender. Like,
I agree with you.
I think anybody saying, are they really a legit contender? That's crazy. And I get it. The last two games haven't been great. You can't name an elite team in the league, or any team for that matter, that has not looked bad at times. Tampa beat 3 teams that are 1-8. I don't know what they did this weekend, the record now, but then lost to the only winning team they played. The Chiefs obviously had their moments of looking bad. The Chargers just lost to the winless Giants. Obviously, the Ravens, the Bills, the Saints gave them all they wanted for most of that game. And the week before, Miami did the same. So I just think this was not good. And I said last week, Coach, I kind of think this is good for them because I get it. The Cleveland game should have been the wake-up call. But I think this team is they're young. They've really been feeling themselves. We got this superstar in Micah. We're going to roll through the league. I think yesterday they went into Dallas thinking, they're going to roll over. We're about to tear them up. Then all of a sudden, especially they go up 13-0, you relax. Then you find you're in a game. And the other teams got momentum, and now you got to get it back going. And so, no, I still think they're fine as far as going forward.
Yeah, they got that same wake-up scenario that my kids do. So they set like 17 alarms. So yes, Cleveland was like one wake-up call, and then we'll go to Dallas, we'll get another, I'll hit the snooze button. I mean, a few weeks ago, weren't they going undefeated? I think they were going undefeated,
One
right?
They needed
that's
why they needed an L.
Look, Micah's mad. Micah, know who's mad, Micah? Everybody in Green Bay. They brought you there. You're the highest-paid non-quarterback in the NFL.
Excellent, until this game.
I mean, look, 40 points. It's a smidge above a shutout. It's right there. And then the sack he had, I mean, that was dynamic.
That was saving.
That was a huge play, though. It's overtime. He's going to score a touchdown.
I mean, that alone justifies the trade. Okay. Just that. I mean, and CeeDee Lamb had a great.
He didn't play. Hold on. We're into the Cowboys in a second. Okay. Hold on. Can I say what I actually think is the bigger story? Listen, I believe the Packers defense is going to be excellent. I think that they played I think they played 3 A-level games defensively, and then played a really poor game yesterday. I think what Coach talks to us a lot about, which is walking in thinking this is going to be easy. You know, there's no CeeDee Lamb. There's and you would have hoped that wouldn't have happened because the Browns lost, but Packers defense didn't leave that Browns game thinking we played poorly. They're like, we played great. Like, we're awesome. So that's not what concerns me for the Packers. What concerns me for the Packers is the end of that game. Because one of 2 things was going on. Or kind of both things. Matt LaFleur, if people didn't watch the very end of the game, let me just kind of set it up. New overtime rules, both teams get the ball no matter what. But same as before, if one team kicks a field goal, though, you get a chance to match. But also, at the end of 10 minutes, game's over, no matter what. Cowboys didn't have timeouts. The Packers got the ball down there quick, relatively. And then maybe in part because, understandably, LaFleur was so terrified of Aubrey. Yeah. That, like, if we leave them 20 seconds, if we leave them 20 seconds to get to midfield, you know what I mean? We're in trouble.
Is a great returner.
But the thing is this. You score a touchdown, and Brandon Aubrey's out of it. The game is over with a touchdown. He didn't seem to call plays that fully trusted Jordan Love definitely is not going to turn this ball over. You know what I mean? That even though Jordan Love was playing really well, and then that to me was justified by the Packers butchering the end. They were incredibly lucky that the Cowboys home clock operator forgot he was the Cowboys home clock operator and had a real true trigger, because it felt like they were a quarter of a second.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
When does that play actually?
When the ball
touches the ground. When the ball hits the ground. Like and it was, and so like
I would have been like
but they almost got procedural penalty on that, which would have been 10-second runoff and off and gone. Love didn't realize that because he kept it in bounds, and because even when he kept it in bounds, the guy was slow getting up and getting the ball over, that I know we had 2 plays called, but now he's have to spike it. Or if I can't spike it, you know what I mean? Just they almost blew it.
Yep.
Yeah, listen. That play was a bummer, the way how that unfolded, but it's not alarming. It's a learning moment. It's a teachable moment, and Matt LaFleur needs to be better. But again, this whole idea of like not trusting Jordan Love was throwing the ball all over the place that game, all over that place. And yeah, you're trying to protect your quarterback in some of these really intense, tense, sped up moments, because it's not like Jordan Love has been here a million times. It's why experience matters. It's why continuity of a team matters. Continuity in play calling matters. And this very young Green Bay Packers team is in the process of developing it. This is the process of it. This is the process of developing this. This is how it happens. It doesn't just magically happen. So it makes sense. So this shouldn't be like alarmed or concerning. We're watching this team grow and evolve in front of our eyes. Before I get too deep into it, Green Bay Packers fans, please do subscribe. Please watch the full length of this video. It is the best possible way to support the growth of this channel. It is the best possible way to support me and help me have the ability to continue to make the best Green Bay Packers content that I possibly can. When you watch the videos, when you subscribe, this is what happens. The line goes vertical, right? The impact is massive, and I am trying to create an avalanche right now. I am trying to just create the best sports talk community that I possibly can. And I believe we can get there. I genuinely believe that we can break 100,000 subscribers like that. And I just want to create something that we are so excited to be part of, and something that is fully and truly rooted in the sports talk community that can rival the big boys, the ones that can actually work more in collaboration with the big boys out there. And I'm excited at that prospect. And so I am going all in on trying to make that happen. But make no mistake about it, it all comes down to you guys. All comes down to you guys. But this idea, did we crown the Packers too early? No, this is a great team. Clearly a great team that still needs to learn how to continue to play great, tight football. But I mean, Nick was concerned about Jordan Love or this, that. In a game when you really couldn't blink, in a game where it was obvious you were going to have to pile on the points, you were going to have to score in overtime, Jordan Love played great. Jordan Love played great. I mean, 31 for 43, 337 yards, 7.8 yards per attempt, 3 touchdowns. Only 1 sack and a 118.1 passer rating, and had a huge pickup for 25 yards, 3 for 28 yards rushing. But this was a great game. I mean, he's hitting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you guys all know I love seeing Tucker Kraft get fed the ball. I want to see him get fed the ball more. But he was 5 catches for 5 targets with 56 yards. Feed Tucker Kraft, feed Tucker Kraft, feed Tucker Kraft. But listen, this game was always going to be a bit emotional. This game was always going to have a little bit extra oomph to it because of Micah going to Dallas. Like, they were always going to have this huge punch from the Dallas Cowboys, right? And it felt like that they weren't really going to be able to do much because of their injuries and whatnot. But this is the NFL, man. This is the NFL. I think the Packers 10 for 14 on 3rd down, 1 for 1 on 4th down. I mean, they ran 79 plays, 489 total yards on 11 total drives. I thought it was great. They were 5 for 6 in the red zone. I mean, you can't ask this offense to play any better in this moment, regardless of how good or bad the defense that you're facing is. I mean, this is a young team. You're relying on a very young receiver to make up a big bulk of this with Matthew Golden. So I mean, I love the versatility. You got Jacobs, obviously rushing the ball, 22 carries for 86 yards, but then also in the receiving game, 4 receptions for 71 yards with a 28-yard long. I mean, I love the play calling. Matt LaFleur does need to get better at getting this team not only ready to compete, but then ready for those those intense moments down the stretch. We've seen them struggle against the Lions last year in a moment similar, not exactly similar, but in these gotta have it moments, clock winding down. We've seen it now against the Dallas Cowboys. Like, this is something that Matt LaFleur needs to shine a light on. This is something that Matt LaFleur needs to drill these guys, right? Like this is that I look at more of it being a Matt LaFleur thing, because Matt LaFleur did have the ability to say, clock winding down, just spike it. No, just spike. Or any signals on the sideline screaming, spike. Like, it just be spike. And right, they didn't do that. And that is something that the Packers, need to be better at. And that's without a shadow of a doubt. And if they lost, if they ended up not having enough time to kick the field goal, it would have been devastating. It would have been a disaster. Matt LaFleur would have been ripped. Jordan Love would have been ripped, and understandably so, etc. But at the end of the day, we didn't get the worst case scenario for them. And it's a learning moment. If this team was more experienced, if this was the Philadelphia Eagles, if this was the Baltimore Ravens, if this was the Buffalo Bills, if this was the Kansas City Chiefs, the Los Angeles Rams, then I would say it's absolutely inexcusable. What are you doing? You're a 10-year vet. Your coach has been you've been playing at this high level for years and years and years. You've won a Super Bowl. You've done this. You went on the road and won this play. Like, I would just go on and on. Like, it's indefensible. But you could still see this team very much learning, growing, and evolving. And this is the process as it happens. This is how it unfolds. How do you guys think learning and growing takes place? It just magically happens, or you just always succeed perfectly and you're like, now I know how to be great because I did it. Like, that's not how this works. It's just not. This is part of the process. And when the Packers were crowned, it's pretty funny because this is, and it's hard to say this to a fan base when everyone is so ultra high on a team, when everyone's like, this is the best team, they're winning it all. And I said, listen, this Packers team is a great team. This team is an awesome team, but I need to see them be able to manage really important moments more. I need to see them be able to play at their best and manage the important moments, like in the playoffs, in the biggest games. And we're seeing glimpses of this, of the work that they still need to do. A lot of my take was kind of around the management, game management with Jordan Love, emphasizing that I think he's a great quarterback, that he can throw all over the place, that you want to see him grow and evolve as a game manager. But it's the Packers team as a whole. Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur starts to run out of excuses because he's been a coach now for like a chunk of period of time now. He's not like a 2-year, 3-year head coach now. Like, he's been in the league now. He's been around. He's been in these situations. He's been in big playoff games. He's coached Aaron Rodgers, right? Like, he's young, but he's not new. And so he starts to run out of a little bit of excuses for some of these moments, but it's still an incredibly young team that just hasn't been in these moments many, many times. And it is a skill that they are learning, growing, and evolving. And I do think it's good for them. I don't know why Mangini is ripping Micah and all of that, or trying to downplay the game-saving pseudo sack on Dak Prescott that would have essentially directly led to the Cowboys to win this game. I understand Micah didn't have as much of an impact as we want. I think we're making too big of a deal about Micah Parsons as a whole. It's just every Packers game is just, where's Micah? Let's talk about Micah. Micah. And it's like, guys, we don't do that with any other player. We don't really do that with Myles Garrett. We don't do this with Chris Jones. We don't do this with, insert any other player you want. I mean, like, we really don't. Micah Parsons is getting more attention than most quarterbacks get right now. And it's just like, in terms of like the media presence, the conversation, Micah's a beast. Micah's a monster. Micah's just one player on defense. So it's just like, everyone needs to just like relax and chill with that right now. There's just this ultra obsessed hyper focus on a Micah, and the media then just double, quadruple downs on it. The broadcast double, quadruple downs on it. And it's just like, everyone needs to relax. He's a great, special, elite defensive player. Are you expecting him to get 5 sacks and like 20 pressures a game every single game? Of like, what? Obviously not. Like, so it's just, I just got to take a beat. But he did make arguably the most important play on defense when you needed to have it most. Okay? So that's what it comes down to. 9 out of 10 times, that's what it comes down to. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Green Bay Packers? Did we crown the Packers too early? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. Please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're well on our way to doing it. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.